Thank you so much, Quickshot. Fantastic upset win here for Evil Geniuses against T1. And Danny, thank you so much for joining me after this game. Amazing victory. Congratulations. Any first thoughts on the game?
Well, it seems like teamfight comps are kind of in the meta right now.
Yeah.
I feel like every victory we've seen versus like these early game comps, the teamfight comp always manages to push through and win in the later stages. So I think knowing that we had that in mind, we were able to pick champions that do well in the team fight. So.
All right. Well, in that sense, can you talk to me about Jinx? Because we don't see the champion so much in the tournament so far. You were the only player, actually, to pull off that champion in the group stage. But let's not talk about that. You had the victory here with the Jinx today. Do you think it's a champion that's going to rise in the pick priority? And can you talk me through picking the champion today?
Yeah, for sure. Jinx as a champion right now is pretty volatile. I think she can be very feast or famine depending on what the enemy does. If you let her scale, she's a complete monster in the late game. But she can also be pretty rough in the early. I was kind of struggling a little bit because they did do that level 3, level 4 dive on me, and that was pretty sad. But I think with these team fight comps and like you just play for mid game, I think she can be picked. We picked it specifically because we wanted a carry that could deal a lot of damage and with high range to compete with Zoe and like just their short range comp in general. So I think that's the main reason why.
You had some responsibilities though, picking Jinx here and being responsible for the late game damages. How did you feel being such a huge part of the team fight's damage?
I think a lot of pressure was on me to position really well. There was one team fight where Owner's Lee Sin actually got a really nice kick on me, and I died like as one of the first people to die, and the team fight went pretty rough. But after that, I was able to carefully manage throughout, and they couldn't ever catch on me. So I think it's really nice to know that.
Yeah, very nicely handled the team fights, honestly. And when I think of T1 especially, they had some questionable Baron setups, if I may. So can you talk me through your communication into making the plays into your advantage when it comes to these setups?
For the Baron setup, I think the main part was just trying to enter without getting it poked in too much because they do have Zoe and we are generally a melee-ish comp. We had Gangplank, Nocturne, and Galio. But we do have really good engage tools, so we just wanted to start the fight ASAP, and I think we did that pretty well considering they lost most of them. So.
Yeah, you really did. An amazing game for you once again. How did you feel about taking down T1 in the sense that it's a super important game to pick up, especially in the race for playoffs?
I'm pretty speechless right now because I really thought that T1 were going to be the undefeated kings of MSI, but they've been dipping down in MSI so far, and I feel like that kind of gave us some motivation to just play how we like to play, given our champions, and just win, I guess.
Confidence boost. That's what I want to hear. Danny, thank you so much for the interview. Good luck on the rest of the games. And that's all for us here now in Busan. Back to you in Berlin.